Hello and welcome to another Benzinga Pro video. I am your host, Ryan Faluna. I'm here along with BigBeat, and today we are going to be discussing how to cherry pick options out of the market. So we're going to be using Benzinga Pro to alert you to option sweeps, and Steve is going to go through his process about how he sets that up. So Steve, you want to take this over?
Sure. Thanks, Ryan. I always get that question about options all the time, and of course, it is my rule. Options aren't scary. So if we look at Benzinga Pro and you open it up, you'll see we have a new workspace. Now, if you don't know how to do that yet, it's very easy. It's in the top right-hand corner, the little plus button. Click that plus button, and you can open up a new workspace. So we're going to open up three things today. We're going to open up news feed in the workspace. All right, there you go. And if you'll notice that the sources are up and running here, you click on that, you'll see that the two sources that we want checked are Benzinga Signals and Benzinga Wire. That's great. Okay, we exit out. I click the Done button down there in the right corner. The two words that I want to put into the news feed, the keyword section, and you must separate them by the enter key. The first word is option, O-P-T-I-O-N. Hit enter, that's right. And the next word we're going to enter is sweep, S-W-E-E-P. And hit enter. Great. And so when those two things come up, you'll notice that all of the sweeps now have popped up on the screen. Now the next thing that I want to pop up for us, open up, is a details page. We always want to see a details page in regards to a stock that's moving or that kind of thing, so we see everything else is going on around it, I guess. And then I also want to open up a signals widget as well. On the left-hand side, you'll see signals. That's correct, yeah, in the workspace. Yeah, there we go. Now, in the signals, I want you to uncheck price spike, and I want you to check, that's right, option activity. Now, within signals, if you have option activity, we also include ETFs as well. So you see quite a few ETFs there on the right-hand side. Now, for today, we're going to go through the news feed of the option sweeps, and we're going to find some things in there. Now, Ryan is going to go through it, and he's going to scroll down, and we're going to look for that little number in the parentheses box on the left-hand side in the news feed, and we're going to look for big ones in here. Oh, there's a couple there right there, Ryan. I think I see a 19. Right there's a 25 for Bank of America. Okay, BAC. Looks like there's a lot of calls coming in for BAC. Now, whenever I find that there is a lot of action going on in the options world, I will then put that ticker within the news feed keywords. So in this case, it's BAC. So Brian's going to type in BAC, Bank of America pops up, and hit enter. Now I see all of the options that are happening, and now I can find out which direction Bank of America is moving. Now, I see here that there's a call sweep, a call sweep, a call sweep. They're all coming in at different times. So it looks like it's one direction. It's very bullish here. But I'm not sure, is it just Bank of America or is it all of the sector of banking? So we're going to click on the BAC, which is the symbol there. And you're going to see it's going to pop up in our details page now. All right, Bank of America has popped up. All right, it's a very bullish day, as we all saw. There are a lot of calls coming in. And now we're going to change it over to peers. So the little tab that says Overview, News, Calendar, Chart, Financials, and now Peers. We're checked on peers. We got it there, and now we see all the banking sector. Now, for me, I want to know, is it all the banking sector or is it just Bank of America? So Ryan has down-clicked twice on the change percent. And now you'll see that RBS, Barclays, ING, all of those companies now are up pretty significant for the day. So it's a banking sector move. And so it looks like Bank of America and the banking sector is moving pretty heavy today. And that's how I find option activity. Now, if you ever want to clear that off in the news feed, it's very simple. You go up to the top of the news feed where the word sweep is, put your little mouse right in there, and then left click over twice, and then hit the back button, and that'll clear out all of the Bank of America or the symbol that you put in there for that. Any questions, Ryan?
Not so far. One thing that I was thinking is you know, Is there any way that we can make the options stand out a little bit more? Maybe some of the customers have the options alerts turned on in their news feed, but have it with other news. Is there a way that we can actually just make it easier to spot?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of ways. One way that I like to do it, I like to color them in. So if you go up to sources and you click on the Benzinga signals and Benzinga wire, you can actually change those colors that you need to. So a lot of times for options within signals, you'll see that it is purple. So a lot of times people turn their options and their signals to purple, just like it is in signals, all right? And in Benzinga wire, I usually turn that to a light blue.
How's that look?
Very good. That's exactly how I have it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. See, now this really stands out here. You can notice that anything coming from the signal source is color coded in purple, and that really helps. Now, in this particular case, because we have option and sweep typed in there, that's all we're looking at, so the whole thing is purple. But yeah, that's really helpful. And I noticed that also matches the option activity color in the signals tool.
That's correct. Yeah. And there's one other way we can look at it too, and that's desktop notifications. And now desktop notifications are enabled if you want to see them on your desktop as they come in. So anytime a big sweep comes in, you can actually have a ding for you as well.
And just one quick reminder there, if you're on a Windows system, your notification is going to pop up in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And if you're on a Mac system, it's going to pop up in the top right-hand corner of your screen. So a little bit different depending on your operating system, but the functionality is still the same.
Yeah. Okay, Ryan, anything else?
I think this is it. This is a pretty quick and easy way to do this. Now, do you have any other tips? Like I noticed here in the signals tool that there's a lot of ETFs that you mentioned at the beginning here. I see the Qs and SPY and all that. Why are they not appearing in the news feed? And do you use that in your trading at all?
I definitely use it in my trading. I definitely want to see which direction the market is going. If there are a lot of, like you said, the Qs, the NASDAQ ETF, but that's something you have to purchase with Benzinga Pro. We have to purchase the option activity. It's only a little extra a month. So it's worth every penny. We should probably charge more, but we don't. The truth of the matter is I'm looking for the direction of the market in the QQQ and the SPY, especially if you're looking at things like natural gas or oil. They have those ETFs in there as well. The TLT there, the Treasury bond ETFs are in there as well. So there's also other ways of seeing the market too as well. But the ETFs are in signals and not in the news feed.
Gotcha. And one more question that I had for you. If I wanted to monitor, my own positions or the stocks that I was watching, if I wanted to know if option sweeps affected those stocks, is there a way for me to do that as well?
That's very easy. All you got to do is click on watch lists within the news feed and just tell them which news feed or which watch list that you're actually following, and just click on it. And it will actually add those in. And now all of a sudden, you'll see it in real time changing over all of these sweeps within your watch list.
So now I'm filtering these option sweeps by the stocks that I care about, and I have desktop notifications set up to alert me to any particular sweep that may come through. Yeah, this is really helpful. This is a really good way to filter out the noise so that we can focus on what it is that we're trying to go after.
And with your watch list, Ryan, it looks like a lot of Apple sweeps are coming in, actually.
That's correct, yeah. And it actually looks like we're getting puts and calls here. Now, Steve, do you ever filter this by puts and calls? I know that we have option sweep here, so we're getting the sweeps that are going in both directions. But I know you had mentioned earlier that it looked like, based on reviewing the peers tab, that the entire banking sector was moving to the upside. Is there a particular reason or a function for putting in a keyword calls or puts in the search for the newsfeed?
I do not, because I want to see it all. Gotcha. I want to see both sides. If I'm putting a straddle on or a stranglehold on, I want to know which direction the market's going. So if I see a lot of puts and calls saying like it's the same strike or the same month, I want to know that, because quite frankly, I want to know what the other traders are thinking. The bigger boys, shall we say, what they're thinking.
Okay. Excellent. Well, I think that about does it. What a really helpful tip. I know a lot of people are watching the options now. A lot more and more people seems like they're trading options. I'm really glad to hear that you reiterated that options are not scary. This is actually a tool that I use myself. So thank you very much for the lesson, Stephen. Much appreciated.
You're very welcome, Ryan.
All right. Happy trading.